Well, hey, B. It's Jamie, that's me here. Welcome back to the channel. Listen, we got to talk about Martell Holt because the news dropped last night that Martell Holt ended up being arrested for DV, harassing communications in the third degree. Okay, so that's what we're learning about Martell Holt. And at this time, I feel like we're all still confused. At least let me speak for myself. I'm a bit confused because I'm like, well, who was he harassing? Because it's been showing that he's been more so with Miss Ariane. They've been hanging out more. So was he giving harassing communications to Miss Ariane? But at the same time, it sounds like it's right up his alley to provide harassing communications towards male because we've seen it a lot of different times and we've also seen it on the show. So with that being said, it's kind of like I did think immediately of Melody, and it resulted in him getting, her getting him arrested or whatever. But then I'm like, well, he been hanging out with Ariane more, so could he have possibly done that to Ariane? Because I refuse to believe that he's going to treat Ariane any differently than what he actually treated the woman that was his wife. Okay, if anything, he probably gonna treat the woman that was his side piece worse than what he treated his wife. So I'm like, could be Ariane. I'm not necessarily sure, but I did want to hop over to what is this over here? This is TMZ. Love and Marriage Huntsville stars what they're saying. Martell Holt arrested for DV. Okay, they go in to say reality TV star Martell Holt is in police custody in Alabama, where he's been arrested on a misdemeanor DV charge. All right, they go on to say Martell's famous for starring in OWN's Love and Marriage Huntsville. He was busted on Tuesday afternoon in Madison County for third degree DV for allegedly sending some harassing communications. All right, they're saying the Huntsville Police Department, the arresting agency says this is a misdemeanor arrest from a warrant. So interesting. So he had a warrant out. I wonder how long that warrant was out, because now when I hear warrant, granted, this warrant could have just been put in this week or something. But I'm like, what kind of harassing communications was you doing? Like, was you arguing with somebody? Could this be connected to the revenge P and stuff that was happening? And then now it's finally catching up to you? Or like, what's really going on? I believe those details will come out at a later time. But one thing I can be certain about, Miss Sheree is more than likely glad that she has severed ties with this man. So whatever drama or anything he has going on will no longer spill over on her, as she's on, Real Housewives of Atlanta. Even though Sheree said she watched the show and she saw all of his antics, but she didn't care about none of that. She was gonna continue to date him anyway, cause that's just how she is, and because of that body, and because Martell isn't that bad on the eyes. Okay, he's not a bad looking man. He just has bad behavior that ain't nobody else really trying to deal with, unless you Sheree Whitfield, okay, or Miss Ariane Curry. So anywho, that's what they're letting us know at this particular time, that Martell Holt, who was, married to Melody Holt, they have about 4 children together. Plus, he done went and had a side, got his side piece pregnant, so he has about 5 kids. He is indeed arrested on DV charges. Now, I had to kind of look that up for a second to kind of find out what is that, and I ended up finding this, and this came from an attorney's website that was out there, that's out there in Alabama, in Huntsville, Alabama, at that. So I want to check out, or at least read to you guys what they're saying this is. Okay, so what they're saying is harassment or harassing communications. They're saying harassment, this is the first part. They said a person commits the crime of harassment if, with intent to harass, annoy, or alarm another person. They go on to say he or she either strikes, shoves, kicks, or otherwise touches a person or subjects him or subjects him or her to physical contact. Okay. They go on to say it directs abusive or obscene language or makes an obscene gesture towards another person. Girl, when I saw that, I said, yeah, that's giving Martell just a bit under just the harassment portion. They're saying for purposes of this section, harassment shall include a threat, verbal or nonverbal, made with the intent to carry out the threat that would cause a reasonable person who is the target of the threat to fear for his or her safety. Okay, they go on to say harassment is a class C misdemeanor, so that's just for harassment. So he has not been arrested for harassment, but more so harassing communications, and that does fall under DV in Huntsville, Alabama. So let's get into the details of the harassing communications. So they say a person commits the crime of harassing communications if, with intent to harass or alarm another person, he or she does any of the following: communicates with the person anonymously or otherwise by telephone, telegraph, mail, or any other form of written or electronic communication in a manner likely to harass or cause alarm. Okay, this is behavior. I have to be honest and say this is behavior that Martell has shown us in the past, things that he and Melody have discussed on the reunion in the past. Here's the reason why Melody ended up changing her damn number on him. You know what I'm saying? I did feel like, I'll be honest, like that was kind of messed up a little bit, because I'm like, dang, y'all got to be in communication. What if there's an emergency with the kids and stuff? Like, he got to be able to, kind of reach out to you, or vice versa, right? But girl, if you making threats and this and that, like, ain't nobody got time. So I definitely understand why she would want to limit herself to only communicating with Martell via email. But even then, Martell could say some things out the way and make threats or whatever the case is via email. And if Melody applied that type of pressure, then from what it looks like, that would be enough to even get him arrested on some harassing communications in any form. Because, if you do it via email, verbally, if you do it via text or whatever, like, baby, you can get you a little piece of a charge. Okay. Now, let's see what else they're saying. They said, communicates with the person anonymously or otherwise by telephone, telegraph, mail, or any other form of written or electronic communication in a manner likely to harass or cause alarm. All right. They go on to say, makes a telephone call whether or not a conversation ensues with no purpose of legitimate communication. Okay. And when I hear legitimate communication, it's given like you really ain't got no reason to be on this call. You just want to sit up here and do the absolute most. And that just sound like Martell. Y'all wanted to keep tabs at some point where you at, what you doing. You ain't my wife no more. But where my kids at, what you got going on. Just don't want shit. Just don't want nothing. She didn't send for you. You over there calling. And this is the result. But again, keep in mind, we don't know if this was towards Melody. At least I don't know if this was towards Melody or if this was towards Miss Ariane Curry. Not necessarily sure who it was towards, but I feel like for me, I've witnessed this type of behavior that he's done on television towards his wife. So it's not too far-fetched to believe that he would have done this to Ariane. Now, if Ariane likely called the cops on him or whatever, that part would make me completely shocked. Now, I'll be surprised by that if she was the one, because I just felt like she put up with so much of his stuff, to me, in my opinion, longer than what Melody did. And anything goes. And I feel like she would excuse a lot of the behavior. So if he was providing her harassing communication, some part of me feels like she would think that it's just the norm. This is just what he do, girl. Anyway, ain't nobody stump Martell, whatever. So, again, we're going to have to wait to find out, till more details come out to find out exactly who this man was over there harassing. Martell, can you go live the same way Destiny went live when she got caught up in that whole situation with LeBerrick, and LeBerrick was taking her to court or whatnot, and she decided to go ahead and film herself going into the courts to turn herself in so that she could go and get the ball rolling on paying whatever money she's supposed to pay? Remember when she had went live and did that? Do you want to go live as you're leaving the courthouse? Because we'll be here for it. We'll listen to a piece of what you got to say if you're going to go live as you leave the courthouse. Because right now, Martell is locked up with no bond. So him being locked up with no bond, they said he'll get one once he see the judge. Considering the fact that he wasn't locked up on the weekend and he was locked up at the top of the week, he'll likely see the judge on today. Okay? And the judge will have that conversation, give him his bond, and he might pay a little piece of something and go and get the hell out. Okay. So as you're exiting and you're getting out, you can go ahead and go live and let the people know what's really going on. All right, let's get into more of what they're saying. So they say, if the person makes if the person makes a telephone call, whether or not a conversation ensues with no purpose of legitimate communication, that's a B. Let's get to the next one. Okay, they say this is harassing communications if a person telephones another person and addresses to or about such other person any lewd or obscene words or language, okay? Nothing in this section shall apply to legitimate business telephone communications, okay? They're saying that harassing communications is also a Class C misdemeanor, okay? I feel like Martell has been in trouble before, so I don't think it's going to be as easy for this misdemeanor to really get dropped in my personal. You know what I'm saying? And it might, because I mean, you could drop a misdemeanor like that versus dropping like a felony or whatever like that. So we'll just see. But I thought it was easier to get misdemeanors dropped if you ain't got like no criminal history or nothing like that, like you're a first offender type person. But being that Martell has been locked up for things in the past, I don't know. He might not do no jail time at all. He might just be ordered to pay a fine and do better, because it's clear, you know, as some people say, that the judge out there, or maybe the judges, who knows, okay, could possibly take favor with Martell. You know, and I don't know. But remember when they had the whole situation of the custody battle, and a lot of people were upset because the judge was speaking in favor of Martell and kind of trying to condemn Miss Melody, and then people start calling the judge a pick me or whatever the case may be. So I mean, I don't know. They might show a little bit of favor in this situation and excuse his behavior or whatnot. But I guess it depends on what was being said in that communications, okay? So I don't know if he made actual threats to a person like I'll kill you, or I'll slap the dog, or I'll beat you, or whatever. I don't know if he said that, or if he just continued to constantly send emails or text messages, or kept calling, kept giving communications that was unwanted by another person, okay? So I'm not sure exactly what it was, but baby, they got your face plastered all over the place at this point. Okay, your face is kind of comical a little bit, because I'm thinking about Destiny, when Destiny's face looked like it was literally on a billboard because she was wanted for whatever reason at that time. Okay, but that's about how wide your face has been and your mugshot has been over here on the news. Okay, so let me just go ahead and show y'all this right here. Okay, for the people that was wondering, this is Mr. Holt. Okay, this is Mr. Holt. He was arrested on the 9th. Okay. He was arrested on Tuesday at 4 in the afternoon. All right. It's the DV charge, and they're saying it's a 3rd degree harassing communications charge. Right now, he does not have a bond at this particular time. So we're going to find out what that's about. Now, Martell, it looks like they given that your date of birth is January the 4th. Okay. So not you getting arrested about 5 days after your birthday. Was you still that damn turned and felt like you could do whatever the hell it is you want to do, sending harassing communications and all this other stuff? Okay. I don't know. But I don't know. This may not be your month. Okay. Now, didn't y'all just celebrate? Ain't you a Kappa? Didn't y'all just celebrate y'all Founders Day not too long ago? And this is how you going to end it, getting locked the hell up for harassing folks? Child, I ain't got time. I do not have time for you, Mr. Holt. That's all that I have at this particular time. Y'all go ahead, hop down in these comments, and let me know y'all thoughts about this situation. If you have more details, do you think, leave it in the comments if you do. But I want to know who y'all think Martell was out here harassing. Because I really could have sworn that Melody don't fuck with you like that. Okay, so I would assume that communications with Mel is extremely limited. You can't really talk to her like that, okay, to be able to harass her in any capacity. But you just never know with him. You really don't. But I just know the person we've been seeing him linked with the most, because she's going to make sure that we know, is Miss Curry. Okay, so with Miss Curry, Miss A, girl, he could have been harassing her. Okay, maybe she done finally got tired of his shit at some point. But I ain't gonna lie, I would not mind getting the exact details, because I'm just like, how did this even come about? What caused the harassing things? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, what was really going on? Because when I hear this, it also makes me think of entitlement, and that's one thing that Martell always feels like he's entitled to answers, and he can do whatever he wants and all of this stuff. Like, girl, you're gonna learn your lesson one way or the other, honey. But here we are, okay? And either way, good luck. That's all that I got. Y'all go ahead, like I said, hop down, continue the conversation down below in the comments. I am Jamie, that's me. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, share my videos, follow me on Instagram and Twitter at Jamie, that's me, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Bye bye.